Today, we're continuing on with our cast rankings series. Sure, let's call it series. And if I seem or sound a little slower today, it's because I'm doing this video without a script. There's a reason for that. So, since we're doing All Stars 3 today, I'm gonna try to replicate how the season was planned by doing this video without a script. As in, there was a good idea behind it, but the execution is gonna be bad. You already know that this is the point system for All Stars 3 and All Stars 2. There are no low placements because, well, seemingly nobody placed low, albeit they did try to sell us on the idea that Chi-Chi DeVayne was low in the second episode of this season. That did not happen. Chi-Chi had a great performance in the Maxi Challenge. Her runway look was fine, not the best thing ever, but she was safe. Because on this season, the jury of the eliminated queens decided who the top 2 out of the top 4 was going to be. We're going to base the 3rd and the 4th spot in the ranking, but like the original ranking on the season, based on those points. Meaning that in the season, of course, we count Trixie as 1st, Kennedy as 2nd, BB as 3rd, and Shangela as 4th, even though Shangela's track record is better than BB's, but again, the jury voted BB over Shangela. And with all of that out of the way, let's see how I'm gonna do with this ranking again without a script. In the last place is Morgan McMichaels. For Morgan, I could put that her overall score is just a 00 because she was in 2 episodes of this season, meaning that she competed in only 2 episodes. And in both of those episodes, she was eliminated. Now, I've already done a video about how Morgan was a little screwed in the first episode of All Stars 3 as the song that she prepared, or rather the act that she prepared, was nixed by the producers 2 or 3 days before the filming started. So she had to make a song and a new performance and a new outfit and everything again in those 2 or 3 days, which is why she didn't do a great job. However, what I think was Morgan's real downfall was the fact that she came into the season being like, I'm gonna kill all of you no matter how good or bad you did, but if you do good, I'm going to kill you even more. Which, like, what is that strategy? Like, what are we doing here? At least say that when you're in the top 2. That way the producers will see, this one came here to play, let's give her the win no matter how she does. But that did not happen. Yeah, Morgan came in, seemingly she was brought back as the Tatiana of the season, meaning Tatiana on All Stars 2, Morgan was the Tatiana of All Stars 3, or maybe that was BB, who knows, who cares. And so Morgan did not really have the best showing on this season, but still, Morgan is fun, we like Morgan. In the 9th place is the legend herself, Chi-Chi DeVayne. I've already talked about this in the Season 8 ranking, that her death does not seem real still. What can you say? I mean, Chi-Chi on this season didn't have the best showing competition-wise, but she just further showed how lovable she is. I mean, listen, I liked Chi-Chi on Season 8, I liked her on All Stars 3, but I could see why, to some people on All Stars 3, she was way more fun or endearing to watch. People dubbed Chi-Chi as the Roxy of All Stars 3. When Ben chose Morgan to go home over Chi-Chi, it was because Morgan just was awful at doing strategy. When Milk was chosen over Chi-Chi, I'm not even gonna entertain the idea that Aja could have been eliminated in episode 3 because that's nonsense. Kennedy did it because Milk was just annoying. And then in the 4th episode, as much as Shangela, was trying to make it a thing that she was going to eliminate Trixie, she definitely was going to go for Chi-Chi, as just Chi-Chi did not have the best, again, challenge-wise look on the season. But yeah, Chi-Chi is great. What more can you say? In the 8th place is Milk. Now, I must say, Milk's promo look is one of my favorite looks ever seen on Drag Race, because Milk is already considered one of the more like masculine looking queens, which is just like, oh, you have good genes and also work out and take care of your body, you must be a dude. Like, what? Guys, please. She then played into that and went with this look, which I fucking adore. She did not have the best showing on the season as a personality or in the challenges. She came off as really delusional and bratty, but like, It was kind of good TV, kind of, maybe. And as you can see, she has the same amount of overall points as Chi-Chi, but because she was in less episodes, she technically earned more points per episode, so she's over Chi-Chi here in the ranking. In the 7th place is my fucking favorite, Torji Tor. Listen, a season where Torji Tor is the last place canonically is a horrible season. All Stars 3 is the worst season. My bias is completely showing, I know that. We love Torji and we stand Torji on this channel. She was completely screwed over in the 2nd episode because she was given Stevie Nicks as a character in that Divas Live thing, and like Songbirds is a fantastic song and everything, but she's just not a performance material. Torji got one of the worst written roles. I would only assume that Morgan's Lana Del Rey could have been worse, and Torji kind of tried to do the best that she could. It did not work out for her. What can I say? Torji's great. In the 6th place is the 2nd place in Queen of the Season originally, Kennedy Davenport. You all know I love Kennedy. She was completely robbed from her top 3 placement on season 7. I'm glad that she got the most votes from the other queens, and I'm glad that she was in the top 2 of this season. But yeah, let's be real. Some of her performances this season were not up to par with her season 7 performances, which some people may see as her having damaged her reputation. But I don't know, I still enjoy Kennedy a lot on this season. She gave us a couple of really fun moments, especially when she eliminated Milk, and it's such a shame that we never saw a bottom 2 or a top 2 lip sync between Kennedy and Chi-Chi. I know that there are performances of 2 of them outside of Drag Race, but just like imagine how iconic the lip sync between the 2 of them would have been if it had happened in All Stars 3. Next, in the 5th place is the robbed queen of season 3 of All Stars, and I again will fight you on that. Shangela was not robbed, she just was screwed over by the game, but the queen that was like full on robbed in the sense that she was clearly mistreated for being younger and that she also got some nonsense bottom placements is Aja. Aja came into the season as kind of the dark horse because she just came off of season 9 and she did not have the best showing there, and you know my feelings on this. She did really well on this season, especially in her last episode. I'm not going to repeat myself, but she did cross-reference, she did the job right, she made the winner's dress, and they still had the nerve to send her home. What? No, listen. I love Aja. In the 4th place, as a winner oh wait, no, never mind. Trixie Mattel, the winner of All Stars 3. We know why she won. We knew that she was going to win. We just did not know that her performance would be this bad. I mean, okay, her PP score is telling us that her placement per episode is like safe to high, leaning more towards safe though. So even there, she isn't even high to top 2, and she never won a single episode, and she's the winner, and people try to tell me that she's not the worst winner and say that I only dislike her win, or disagree rather with her win, because oh my god, you just like to hate things that are popular. Like, no. When it comes to Kennedy and Trixie in the top 2, I think that Trixie wins because she has a better track record than Kennedy, and we know that the final lip sync of any season never matters. Stop believing that it does. It doesn't. It never mattered. So yeah, in that way, I can be like, yeah, Trixie won as the best competitor between her and Kennedy. She wasn't even the best competitor in the top 4. Yeah. Oh well, I mean, she doesn't lose sleep over the fact that she's the worst winner. Of course not. She's like shitting money, and she's successful as hell, and she's a great musician, and she has a popular YouTube show that's gonna give her money like whenever, even if she quits drag. Like, you know, her poor performance on All Stars does not mean that she's a bad drag queen or whatever, nor does her being the worst winner mean anything. Literally, it means nothing. In the 3rd place, as she was on her original season, that she won, mind you, is Bibi Zahara Benet. She, as you can see, is the only queen that places the same canonically and track record-wise. Again, she places 3rd if we look at the jury's votes for the queens. I don't know what I can say about Bibi's time on All Stars 3, other than the fact that she was kept safe so much so that they probably told her to wear a condom at all times. I have a feeling I've already made this joke once. It's not even a good joke. Why did I do it again? What even? But yeah, she at least was reintroduced to the newer audiences that did not have the means to watch the first season of Drag Race. In the second place is somebody who many believe was robbed on the season, Shangela. And as you can see from her PV score, she was high to top 2 in most episodes. Like, that's her per episode placement, let's say. She knew when she had to be strategic. She knew when she had to put like friends over good performances, when she had to put good or rather bad performances when choosing who should be eliminated, and she knows how to make good TV. She made this season really enjoyable. I don't believe that she was robbed because the crown was never hers. However, was she screwed over by the game? Meaning, was she screwed over by the fact that she was the best competitor, but then obviously the best competitors will not be valued when the eliminated queens judge who should be the top 2? Yeah, that was unfair completely. And I believe that Shangela would have played the season very differently had she known what the finale was going to be like. And in the first place is... Ben de la Creme, Ben de la Christ, etc., etc. Ben de la Creme, even though she wasn't in the last competitive episode of the season, still has the most overall points, and obviously she has the highest PPE score, which, as you can see, tells us that in each episode she either was in the top 2 out of the 3 times, and in the 3rd time that she won it being the episode. And I think that Bendela went into this season being too concerned with her being the Miss Congeniality, and then when she saw that she was the only Miss Congeniality there, she was like, I have to be the good one, because she knew how the show could edit her, and she probably did not want to have the backlash of anything happening there. So I understand her leaving the show, and I understand the reasons behind it. I don't even have to tell you who the biggest winner is. I'm not even gonna do like, reveal, here's a surprise. It's Ben de la Creme. Who else would it be? The biggest loser, again, not a surprise, Morgan McMichaels. What? You knew this already. Let's go over the notes briefly. Fuck, I don't have anything written down for this, so I'll just have to read over the table. Okay, so in the first episode, you know that Torji and Shangela were high, and as you can see, the purple font means that a queen won a maxi challenge in that given episode, so that's why in the first episode, Ben de la Creme has 6 points, she won the mini challenge, and she won the entire episode. In the second episode, somehow magically, BB was high. Sure. In the third episode, Trixie was high, and in the fourth episode, which was a Snatch Game episode, Aja was high. Now, in the fifth episode, Ben de la Creme and Kennedy both I marked as safe because Kennedy was told that her can thing was not really up to par with the rest, but she was told by more than one judge that her look was one of the better ones. I think one of the guest judges actually said that Kennedy's look was her favorite look. So you can kind of see how the critiques were like in the middle there. And then for Ben de la Creme, they told her that her can was good and that her outfit was good, but not great. She was good overall, but she was judged on a curve, which is unfair. So if she had been judged in a fair way, she would have been high here. But because the critiques were leaning a little more towards like, Herk, you did not give us 120% or something. I don't know what Ross Matthews said. Ross Matthews, why is he still on that show? He's not good. Bossy Rossi happened again. Why? Why did you bring that back? Much like we did with All Stars 1 and All Stars 2, we're going to look at the preseason rankings and compare them to the rankings that we got now from track records. So with All Stars 3, I can see that, again, like with All Stars 1, not a single queen landed in the same spot that she was pre-season. It's interesting to also see just how many below 3 or at 3 and then below 3 queens there are here. I thought that there were going to be more. I completely forgot just how many queens actually did really well on those seasons. When I say did really well, I mean they were like middle of the road to high. But I'm also really glad to see that Aja went from being last to being 5th on that season, and Trixie went up the same amount of spots as Aja did. And as you can see, Kennedy went from being 1st to being 6th track record wise. So again, I can assume why some people were a little turned off by her. I wasn't, but I can understand it. Of course, I used Shangela's season 3 track record, not her season 2 track record, because then she would be last and just be at a 0. It wouldn't be fair. And between her and Milk, Shangela is 6th, Milk is 7th here. They both won one mini challenge on their seasons, so once you take away do 1 point from each, and then divide again by 10 and by 5, which is how many episodes the two of them were in individually, you see that Shangela had a better track record than Milk. So yeah, she's 6th, Milk is 7th. And that's it. That's the video. I hope this wasn't as painful to listen to as it was hard to record. I have like 28 minutes of audio so far, so you can imagine how hard sometimes it is to speak in a different language and about topics that are not that familiar to me in my mother tongue, because we just don't have the vernacular for that. But yeah, you know how it goes. Drop your unpopular opinions about All Stars 3. I'll get to them in like 75 years. And yeah, thank you for watching.